Hey guys, today we're talking about minimalist life hacks, and I've got 25 of them that I want to share with you today. And these are all different hacks and tips that you can use to live a more simple, meaningful, and intentional life. So let's go ahead and start off by talking about number one. Hack number one is to pick a color scheme for all of your clothes. So whether you decide to go all cool tones, warm tones, all neutrals, or add in a couple of colors, using a color scheme to simplify your wardrobe can definitely make all of your clothes match with each other a whole lot better and just really reduce the total number of clothes that you need to have a well-rounded wardrobe. Hack number two is to pick quality over quantity. This one is probably one that all of us know, but it really is true if you're trying to live more meaningfully, more simply, that picking one quality item over three not good quality items is always going to be a better decision. Sure, you may pay a little bit more on the front end, but the amount of time that it's going to last you in the long run is going to definitely be worth that initial cost. Hack number three is to use the library. Gone are the days where you need to own bookshelves and bookshelves full of all of the books you want to read. Getting a library card is really your passport to pretty much any book that you want to read. Sure, maybe there's the occasional book that your library won't have, but using that as your first resource instead of automatically going out and buying a new book is going to save you tons and tons of shelf space and money. Hack number four is to delegate. I think minimalism is really about doing what you love and having experiences that you love. And if you have experiences that you routinely do that you hate, like mowing the lawn, weeding your garden, etc., etc., it's not a bad thing to delegate it, especially if you're in a financial position to do so. Hire someone to do your lawn for you or to clean the bathroom for you. If there's something that you're doing that you don't love, or maybe that you don't know how to do, like coding something for a website, feel free to delegate that and don't feel the need to bog down your soul with just tasks that you don't enjoy. Tip number five is to get a Netflix DVD subscription. And I feel like everyone's forgotten that Netflix still lets you rent DVDs. Christopher and I, rather than purchasing DVDs when we want to watch something, have chosen to get the subscription for I think it's like $8 US a month. You can literally watch any DVD pretty much ever, which makes it so that Christopher and I literally own 3 DVDs, and it's just the extended editions of The Lord of the Rings. Everything else, man, we get through the DVD subscription on Netflix, and I think it's a great option. Hack number 6 is to hang up all of your clothes with the exception of maybe like jammies and sweaters. By hanging up your clothes, you're going to reduce the amount of ironing that you need to do. Your clothes are going to wrinkle less. It's a lot easier to see what you own, and visually it's just a lot easier to analyze everything that you have. And I guess this helps for the minimalist wardrobe because it really just helps you to assess what you have a lot more easily, and it also helps you to save time with things like ironing and de-wrinkling clothes. Number 7, borrow or swap clothing. You don't need to buy everything new. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to buy all the clothing that you own. I love borrowing clothes from my family. My siblings are about the same size as me, and so we do frequently swap clothing. Another option is to get some of your friends together and do a clothing swap. Swap out items so that you don't need to be purchasing anything new, and you can just be trading for items that you have, some that you might no longer like, and getting something that you really love and enjoy. Number 8 is to go paperless. Try to make all of your bills on automatic payment and with online billing. That will save the amount of paper that you bring into the home and the amount that you need to print so much. I think that in our digital age, it just makes sense. Number 9 is to go carless or to go down to one car. So if you live in a big city like New York, Chicago, whatever, you can probably get away with going completely carless and getting rid of your car. For Christopher and I, we still have a decent amount of traveling we have to do, but for us, what we've been able to do is go down from 2 cars, one for each of us, down to 1. So if you can go carless, that's awesome. If you can go down to 1, that's awesome. If you can even just use the cars that you have less, that's also awesome. Number 10 is to store things out of sight. And this one really just goes back to having a clean and peaceful home. I think that the atmosphere of a room is really affected when you have things scattered, lying out everywhere. If you've got everything in its place, I think that that's going to create a lot more peaceful and a lot more just relaxing space. Number 11 is to turn off your notifications. Honestly, phones are the death of conversation, and I still love my phone, but I'm completely aware that having your notifications on can be super, super distracting. So try keeping your phone on Do Not Disturb, or even just turn off the notifications in your phone so that you're not going to be notified every time somebody, comments on an Instagram post or, anything like that. So by turning off your notifications, it can definitely reduce just the mental clutter that you experience. Number 12, unsubscribe from email lists. Too often we just kind of let the email subscriptions we have pile up until we're literally drowning in emails every single day. I'm not against getting emails, and I think there are some emails I'm subscribed to that I honestly really love reading, but the vast majority of them, especially from things like grocery stores and stuff like that, I just don't want to have, and I really recommend just taking 15, 30 minutes and just unsubscribing from all of those junk emails that you're getting. Tip number 13 is to have only one. Have one pair of sunglasses, one pen, one pair of scissors, whatever. Just try having only one of something, especially if it's something that you find that you're constantly losing. Try reducing the amount that you have to just having one, and you'll find that not only are you going to be able to use that thing a lot more because you know where it is, but also it's just a lot more minimal in the first place. Tip number 14 is to clean your workspace every day. At the end of your workday, whether you're at your home or your office, just clean off your workspace so that you can go to each new day with a fresh mindset, a fresh space to be able to work in. This is so helpful for just increasing your productivity and really being able to start each day with a proper mindset. Tip number 15 is to not make every single goal you have a priority. Focus on what's important. So there are tons of things that we want to accomplish in a day, but in each day, try to pick one or two big priorities that are essentially like, if I accomplish these two things in a day, I'll feel like I've succeeded. Not every single thing you have to do has to be a goal or to be made a priority, so just choose to focus on what's important. Number 16 is to avoid window shopping. This includes online shopping and when you're at the store. Go in with purpose to buy something, but I really don't suggest just, going to look around, whether that's on an online store or in person. Be there intentionally, know what you want, and then come out of the store with what you want. It's way too easy when you're window shopping to make impulsive purchases that you're going to regret later. Tip number 17 is to create a donation box. Set aside a box somewhere in your house that as you just go through your life and find things that you're no longer getting value from, that you can go ahead and donate them or declutter them. By having this, it really just helps you to kind of maintain minimalism on an ongoing basis. And if you just take that box to the donation store once a month, once every 2 months, it really is a great way to just be able to maintain a decluttered space. Tip number 18 is that if you can do it in 60 seconds or less, do it now, not later. One of the ways that clutter piles up in our houses and just spaces become unclean and things don't get done is because we always put them off for later. But quite often, a lot of the things that are along these lines are things that you can do in 60 seconds or less. So my tip is that if you can do it in that period of time, do it now and don't let it pile up. Hack number 19 is that gifts are meant to bring joy. If you don't love it, then give it to somebody else who will get value from it. A lot of times we have guilt associated with gifts that have been given to us, but honestly, gifts are meant for the person receiving the gift, not the giver. So if the gift that you've received doesn't add value to your life, you shouldn't feel guilty about decluttering it. Number 20 is to use a list to evaluate purchases before going ahead and buying them. So I love going shopping with lists, whether that's grocery shopping or if I have new clothing that I need to buy. By having a list and really thinking about it intentionally ahead of time, it helps me to consider what will actually add value to my life, what I actually need, instead of, walking into a store randomly and coming out with 10 different things that I didn't intend to buy. Tip number 21 is to replace, don't increase. One of my favorite ways of doing a haul or, bringing stuff into my life is to do kind of an anti-haul in the sense that I'll declutter something for everything that I bring into my life. So if I bring, 4 pieces of clothing into my life, my goal is going to be to declutter 4 pieces of clothing at the same time. It's a really easy way to maintain a more minimal and more decluttered space. Number 22 is to make an experiences wish list. I absolutely love this idea. So often people create product wish lists of all the things that they want to buy, but I think a really fun thing to do kind of for a more minimalist mindset is to create a list of experiences you want to have. Concerts you want to go to, places you want to visit, things you want to do, and use that to kind of, I don't know, shape your goals for the next year, the next couple of years. Tip number 23, and I kind of mentioned this one already, is to set your bills up on auto pay. Nothing is worse than having to go ahead and manually pay every single one of your bills month after month. At least personally, I can say that I definitely don't enjoy that. So by setting up your bills on auto pay, you can kind of reclaim your time. And so long as you're budgeting and you know how much you're spending each month, it's a great way to really just be more intentional about how you spend your time and how much you enjoy the time that you spend. Number 24 is that decluttering is not a one-time event. It is really valuable to just reevaluate the items in your life periodically, and just by, you know, every 6 months, once a year, something like that, just reevaluating the different spaces of your life. It can really just help you to reassess whether or not you're still getting value from the things that you have. And just by intentionally reevaluating things, oftentimes you'll find things that just are still in your life but maybe aren't adding value anymore. And finally, number 25 is to stop bargain hunting. Shopping for sales is one of the easiest ways to add, you know, unnecessary things into your life. Bargain hunting really is one of the top ways that people add impulse purchases into their life with the justification that, oh, but it's so cheap. Really just stop this habit completely and you'll be a lot better off for it. Well guys, those are my 25 minimalist life hacks. I hope that you guys found this helpful and that this was valuable information and that hopefully inspired you for different ways that you can live a more simple and a more intentional life. If you have any other minimalist life hacks, definitely go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I would love to read about them. Also, if we don't know each other yet, I make videos twice a week on this channel about minimalism and intentional living. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I would totally love it if you would consider subscribing right down below. Anyways guys, that is it for today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until next time, I love you guys all so much.